Hi, my name's Harold Kim. I'm currently a student at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I just want to take a couple of minutes to discuss cloud computing, why it's so exciting today, and how it's going to affect you. So first, I'm going to structure this by explaining to you what is cloud computing, showing you some key characteristics via examples, but most importantly, I want you to understand why it matters. And that's how we're going to structure this presentation. So first, what is cloud computing? There's actually two definitions, a client and a backend definition. And today we're going to focus on the client, because backend is more the technical stuff, how it's done, what is necessary to make it run. But client is what matters to you, how you're actually going to use it. So we're going to focus on that. In that sense, cloud computing is services and utilities made available via the cloud, which is a metaphor for the internet. So I have this cute little image here of the internet as a cloud. So the way it works is Facebook, Amazon, Twitter. You may think of these as websites, but they're actually applications on the web. Applications like Microsoft Office, those exist on your computer. Facebook, Amazon, those exist on the web. And they have to be pushed down into your computer for you to access them. So that's what we call computing through the internet, or software as a service. Software that exists in the cloud that is pushed down. So, three major characteristics of cloud computing: multi-tenancy, device and location independence, and distributed computing. First is multi-tenancy. And this is exciting because you can have one application for multiple users. That might not make any sense right now, but I will in a second. So Facebook is a great example of multi-tenancy. Multiple users for one website. But to explain it, first I'm going to show you a service that isn't a multi-tenant. Microsoft Office. It's a software, usually distributed by CD. You have to go to the store, buy it. So what happens when you have Microsoft Office 2000, then you want to upgrade to XP Office? You have to go to the store, you have to buy the CD, you have to install it, you have to waste time, and if you have more than one computer, you have to go around doing that for multiple computers. Let's say you have a workstation or a lab of 60, 70 computers, you have to do that 70 times over. And one of these installations takes about 30 minutes. That's a lot of time you're wasting. Not to mention you have to worry about updating these things. For example, the Mac thing. It updates you or bugs you every, week to update. Same thing with Windows XP. It comes up with that annoying little pop-up box. But the thing with Facebook is there's one site that you can access, facebook.com. And every time you access it, you get the newest update pushed to you. Since it exists in the cloud, that application is always updated and it comes to your computer. And the great thing is, regardless of whatever computer you're using, whether it's a PC, a Mac, or a laptop, since that application exists in the cloud, you're going to get the same experience anywhere you go, whatever you use. And in case one of your computers does get fried, blacked out, whatever, gets stolen, it doesn't matter because the application is in the cloud and you can retrieve it anywhere. So multi-tenancy in summary means instant updates with less effort. You don't have to worry about upgrades, you don't have to worry about keeping things up to date because it's all done in the cloud. There's a consistent interface no matter what computer you use. And that's less work for the developer because there's one application they have to care about. They don't have to worry about multiple versions of their application running on different computers because you take care of it. So the next characteristic is device and location independence. This is where most of the excitement of cloud computing is happening. And the reason that is because wherever you are, so are the resources of the internet. A huge pioneer of this device and location independence idea is Google. They have this service called Google Mobile, and you can run it on your cell phone. So not only do they have their basic maps, but you can also use text messages. So they have a number 466453, which is actually just Google on the keypad, and you can get any kind of information. So say for example I have a flight, American Airlines 2210. I text that to them, and I get all the information about when it's departing, arriving, regardless of where I am. And even though my phone doesn't have the power or maybe internet to get that kind of information, Google is providing that because their servers are located somewhere else, and the information is being pushed to me via the cloud, which is the internet. So not only can you get flight, but you can get information like local restaurants, weather, sports scores, stocks. There's a whole list. And it's also device independent. So I just had a BlackBerry there, but you can use a regular flip phone that has half of the capabilities. I mean, this phone can't even get on the internet, and you can still get all the same information. So, device and location independence. The resources of the internet anywhere, regardless of what device you use. And the final major characteristic is distributed computing. Allows multiple computers to be part of a bigger task. So, the greatest example of this is something Stanford is running called Folding at Home, and it's distributed computing. And this is what it looks like. And they figured, people have these crazy computers at home that don't do anything while people are at work. PlayStation 3s that have these like multiple cores, and yet they just sit at home and do nothing. Why not harness all of that power of all of those computers all over the world and make it into one supercomputer? And what Folding at Home does is it harnesses the power of multiple computers across the world and puts them to work to folding proteins to simulate them. And a lot of research has been done doing this. 69 scientific papers have been published using the data from Folding at Home. So, this allows multiple computers to be part of a bigger task. That's all possible because they're linked via the cloud. But what's even more interesting about this is that it allows multiple computers to be part of a bigger task for a single device, which means your BlackBerry, which doesn't even have enough power to maybe run a video game, has access to all these computers via the cloud. So, distributed computing. Achieve things that are not possible alone by one computer. And it gives power to the little guys, like BlackBerries, cell phones, iPhones, these little devices that don't have nearly as much processing power as a computer, but now have access to it because of the cloud. So, the most important part of this presentation is, why does this matter to me? How does it all come together? Multi-tenancy. One consistent application for many. 2. Device and location independence. Information of the internet anywhere. 3. Distributed computing. Power of a supercomputer in your hand. And keep this in mind, our lives are constantly moving. If you're not seeing the big picture yet, what this means is our cell phones are becoming the next computer. Soon we won't have to worry about laptops, desktop computers, because we're going to have the full power of the internet in our hands because of the cloud. So these devices, any of these 4 devices here, will have the same capabilities in the future. Power of a supercomputer in your hand. And that's the future. As I end this presentation, I want to leave you with this little quote. The popularity of cloud computing stems from the fact that it really stretches from pure business world to social networks, to scientific research, to everything. Cloud computing is going to have a huge, profound effect on our lives in the future, and there's a lot of advances happening right now, but in 2 or 3 years, it's pretty much going to be a household name. Thank you for listening, and my name is Harold Kim. You can go to my website and see more of my work at hcokim.com. Thank you.